The year was 2016, a year that would be etched into the annals of cybercrime history. The world watched in disbelief as news of an unprecedented cyber heist unfolded. It was a moment that left everyone stunned, glued to their screens, trying to comprehend the magnitude of what had just happened. A group of highly skilled hackers had infiltrated the global financial system, attempting to steal a staggering $1 billion. These were not just any hackers, they were masterminds, orchestrating a digital symphony of chaos. Their target? The Bangladesh Bank, the central bank of a nation striving for economic stability. A bank that was supposed to be a fortress of financial security, now breached by invisible invaders. This was not just a robbery, it was a digital act of war, a brazen assault on the very foundations of global finance. The implications were far-reaching, shaking the trust in the digital infrastructure that underpins our modern economy. The attack sent shockwaves through the financial world, exposing the vulnerability of even the most secure institutions to the shadowy realm of cybercrime. Financial analysts and experts were left scrambling, trying to assess the damage and prevent further breaches. It revealed the audacity and sophistication of a new breed of criminals, operating with impunity from the far corners of the digital world. These were not mere opportunists, they were strategic, calculated and relentless. But perhaps most alarmingly, it hinted at the growing threat of state-sponsored cyber warfare, with nations increasingly turning to digital weapons to achieve their geopolitical goals. The lines between criminal activity and state actions were becoming dangerously blurred. This was not the work of lone wolves or opportunistic criminals. It was a coordinated effort, a symphony of digital malfeasance conducted by a hidden hand. The meticulously planned heist bore the hallmarks of a nation-state operation with resources and expertise beyond the reach of ordinary hackers. The tools and techniques used were sophisticated, pointing to a well-funded and highly organized entity. The trail of digital breadcrumbs led investigators on a winding chase across continents, eventually pointing to a suspect as surprising as it was alarming: North Korea. The investigation was a global effort involving multiple agencies and experts. The impoverished nation led by the enigmatic Kim Jong-un had long been isolated from the international community, yet it had managed to develop a formidable cyber capability, turning its isolation into a strategic advantage. Burdened by sanctions and a stagnant economy, North Korea had seemingly found a new weapon in its arsenal: cyber warfare. This new frontier allowed them to bypass traditional military and economic constraints, striking at the heart of their adversaries' financial systems. The Bangladesh Bank heist was a stark reminder that in the 21st century, even the most isolated nations could project power and influence on a global scale, all from behind a screen. It was a new kind of warfare, one that could be waged without a single soldier crossing a border. This is the story of that heist, a tale of digital intrigue, international espionage, and the ever-evolving landscape of cyber warfare. It is a story that continues to unfold as the world grapples with the implications of this new era of conflict. North Korea, often dubbed the Hermit Kingdom, has long been shrouded in secrecy. This enigmatic nation, with its closed borders and tightly controlled information, has always been a subject of intrigue and speculation for the rest of the world. Ruled by the Kim dynasty with an iron fist, the country's isolationist policies and human rights record have made it a pariah on the world stage. The regime's grip on power is maintained through a combination of propaganda, surveillance, and a formidable military presence. Yet behind its closed borders, North Korea has been quietly cultivating a different kind of army: a cyber army. This digital force operates in the shadows, far from the prying eyes of international observers, and has become a critical component of the regime's strategy. Cut off from the global economy and facing crippling sanctions, North Korea has turned to cybercrime as a way to generate revenue and circumvent international pressure. The regime's need for hard currency has driven it to exploit the vulnerabilities of the digital world. The country's leader, Kim Jong-un, recognized the potential of cyber warfare early on, seeing it as an asymmetric weapon that could give his regime an edge against more powerful adversaries. This foresight has allowed North Korea to develop a sophisticated cyber capability that punches well above its weight. Under Kim's directive, North Korea has poured resources into training a new generation of hackers skilled in the art of digital infiltration and disruption. These young cyber warriors are selected for their technical aptitude and are rigorously trained in state-run institutions. These cyber warriors operate from the shadows, often disguised as individuals or groups with no apparent ties to the North Korean government. Their anonymity is their greatest asset, allowing them to strike without warning and disappear without a trace. Their missions range from stealing sensitive data to disrupting financial systems, all aimed at generating funds for the regime and advancing its geopolitical interests. The scope of their operations is vast, targeting everything from banks to critical infrastructure. The Bangladesh bank heist was a testament to the growing prowess of North Korea's cyber army. In 2016, hackers managed to steal $81 million from the Central Bank of Bangladesh, exploiting weaknesses in the global financial system. The attack was audacious in its scope and sophisticated in its execution, demonstrating a level of skill and coordination that surprised even seasoned cybersecurity experts. It highlighted the lengths to which North Korea is willing to go to fund its regime. It was a wake-up call for the world, a stark reminder that North Korea was no longer a distant threat, but a potent force in the digital domain. The international community has since been forced to reckon with the reality of North Korea's cyber capabilities, leading to increased efforts to bolster cybersecurity and counteract these digital threats. As nations around the world grapple with the implications of North Korea's cyber activities, the need for global cooperation and robust cybersecurity measures has never been more apparent. The Hermit Kingdom's cyber army continues to evolve, posing a persistent and unpredictable threat in the ever-changing landscape of digital warfare. The Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, or SWIFT, is the backbone of the global financial system. Established in 1973, SWIFT has revolutionized the way financial institutions communicate, making it possible for banks to send and receive information about financial transactions in a secure, standardized, and reliable manner. This messaging system connects over 11,000 financial institutions in more than 200 countries, facilitating trillions of dollars in transactions every day. From major financial hubs like New York and London to smaller markets in developing countries, SWIFT ensures that the global economy remains interconnected and efficient. SWIFT is essential for international trade, allowing banks to securely send and receive payment instructions for everything from oil shipments to clothing orders. Without SWIFT, the complexity and risk of international transactions would increase significantly, potentially slowing down global trade and economic growth. Think of SWIFT as the Internet of money. Just as the Internet connects people and information across the globe, SWIFT connects financial institutions, enabling the seamless transfer of funds and financial data. Just as emails and messages travel across networks, SWIFT messages containing payment instructions zip across the globe, ensuring that money flows smoothly between banks, businesses, and individuals. These messages are highly encrypted and follow strict protocols to ensure their security and integrity. Each SWIFT member bank has a unique code, much like an international phone number, which identifies them on the network. This code, known as a Bank Identifier Code, BIC, ensures that messages are routed accurately and efficiently to the correct institution. However, the Bangladesh bank heist exposed a critical vulnerability in this seemingly impenetrable system. In 2016, hackers managed to steal $81 million from the Bangladesh bank by exploiting weaknesses in the bank's security systems. While SWIFT itself is highly secure, the security of the banks connected to it can vary greatly. Some banks may have robust cybersecurity measures in place, while others may have outdated or insufficient protections. This creates a weakest link scenario, where a lapse in security at one bank can have ripple effects throughout the entire system. The interconnected nature of the global financial network means that a breach at one institution can potentially compromise the security of others. The hackers behind the Bangladesh bank heist understood this vulnerability. They meticulously planned their attack, taking advantage of the weakest link in the chain to infiltrate the bank's systems and initiate fraudulent transactions. They knew that by compromising a single bank, they could potentially gain access to the vast network of SWIFT and manipulate the flow of money on a global scale. Their sophisticated methods and deep understanding of the financial system allowed them to execute one of the most audacious cyber heists in history. Their target, the Bangladesh Bank, may have seemed like an unlikely target, but it was a calculated choice, one that would give them a foothold in the heart of the global financial system. The heist served as a wake-up call for the entire financial industry, highlighting the need for stronger cybersecurity measures and greater collaboration to protect the integrity of the global financial network.